Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Long time I didn't see you. Today is the day for the Handle Emotions Days with Anna Veronica. Anna Veronica, the coach of emotions, the coach of funding of Anna Veronica and the Holistic Therapy. Friend of mine who I met in Proctor Gallagher Institute, where we work together and we study. I was studying thinking to results, and Anna was doing self-image with Bob Proctor Gallagher Institute. Good morning, Anna. How are you?
Good morning. Hello, hello. Lovely to see you. I'm really happy to be here and looking forward for your questions.
Yeah, Anna, you know, just before people, they will understand anything what you do, because lots of people, they asking me about emotions. It's massive subject now these days, because especially with us women going through lots of hormones changes, emotions and stuff, we inputting all the emotions and we don't know how to deal with them, and nobody wants to talk about it because we all trying to be perfect in everything what we do. It's true. And so, you know, I just want to tell people where it all came from for you, for your business and everything what you did. Where is the background from? A little bit about yourself so they can find out about you.
Yeah, so I started my journey with mindfulness about 5-6 years ago. I've started with meditation, and I was meditating regularly. I just find out an app, meditation app. Then I've been listening to positive affirmations. I was going through hard time in my life, so that pushed me like to listen, to focus on something that will calm me down. In the same time, I went through 18 months of counseling therapy relating to my childhood. So I was unhappy with my personal life, with my work life. I couldn't find a balance. I was stressed. I was, overwhelmed with emotions. I was never really able to express my emotions the way you should, because of the way you should do for yourself, like because of everything that happened, like in the childhood, in your like in every like area of your life, to be honest. Like you have some programs that you going through in patterns, and that happened to me as well. I wasn't able to express my emotions in many moments, and I suppressed them in myself, like.
Yeah.
So well, from the problems in my relationship, I think that pushed me to the counseling therapy, and that helped me to understand some of the things. But then after the 18 months, I understand some of it, but I still couldn't cope with the emotions. It was still like a trigger in me. Something triggered me, and it went straight away to some pattern. Like I didn't want like some reactions that I didn't really like in myself. So I did few courses. I started from herbal health. I did mindfulness. I did life coaching and other self-development courses. The Proctor Gallagher, TIR as well. So working with yourself. And then I actually started to feel good with myself, started to handling my emotions. I was able to recognize what I'm feeling. I was able to name it, to release it, and to just go with what I want to do. So I changed my life completely. Changed my career completely. I've changed, like reacting, like even with my children. Like previous like interactions would be, I would get annoyed or angry about something, but I wouldn't talk with them about what happened. And now I know, like, and after like I start working with the emotions, I know that I had to talk and explain whatever like triggers you. This is yours. This is nothing to do with children, with some other people. It's yours. You have to be able to handle your emotions, because it's important to be, if you're in control of your emotions, you're in control of your life. As simple as that. If you're not controlling your emotions, you get triggered by someone else's opinion, someone else's behavior, some other like situations in the world, like war or COVID. You're not in control of your life. You're not in control of what you're thinking. So
it's still like happening. Would you say, because what I find out, and I've got lots of customers when we go into that kinds of schemas in the yeah, first let's go into that in details. basically, I remember from my childhood, so every single emotion triggering and dealing with the emotions, they coming from the childhood and from the families you've been grow up.
Yeah.
So I do remember with me, very often words used, don't cry, which was say, don't cry, be strong. You shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't express the thing. You should be that kind of person. And that's kinds of stay in my head. And, you know, the people that I dealing with, and I'm working as a mindset coach and counselor, the people who they are coming over, they still dealing with the very, very flat emotions, you know, just day
Top
to day.
of the mountain.
Exactly. And then they surprised that the counseling or any of the thing, they don't work for them. What would you say, how, you know, would you give us some kinds of tools and stuff, how to handle that kinds of emotions, and some your thoughts about the childhood with now, like where we are with the emotions and how to express them?
If going back to the childhood as well, that was interesting what you said. We always been told not to do things, not to feel, not to, I don't know, just behave good. Don't be like expressing yourself. Don't be crying. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. How can you express yourself and be yourself if you have all this stop and no's in your head all the time? So first of all, you need to understand that whatever was there, whatever, like even the first thoughts that you have in your mind, the negative thoughts, if someone is saying something to you and you have in your mind, oh, I shouldn't do it, oh, I shouldn't do, you know, all this starting negative thinking or worrying, it's not yours. It's something that you were told as a child. And we are like starting, we have thoughts that they becoming emotions. So whatever you start to think, you have to make sure that you're thinking the thoughts that you really feel, that or your thoughts, that's not the thoughts you've been told something of or learn through the behavior of your parents or teachers or someone in relationships or in schools, you know. This is something that you really want. So if there's an emotion coming into your mind, I would just simply say that just label it first, name it. What is it? What is it like? You know, if it's something, I don't know.
Ask like straight, why are you angry? Why?
Well, yeah, are you angry? Like, are you sad? Are you worrying? What is it like? You know, and if you're angry, just ask yourself, why am I angry about? Where is it coming from? And is it a situation now because someone said something to you and you don't like it, so this is the trigger? But it's not the trigger now. This is something that happened before. So just try to think of the first situation that happened when you were a child and you were a similar situation, and find the moment when you felt exactly the same way as you're feeling now. So if it's anger, why did you anger? Why are you angry? Because someone told you what to do, for example, and maybe you were angry as your mom or your teacher said that you need to do something and you didn't want to do it, and this is the same anger you're feeling now.
Yeah, I had that kind of situation this week, actually, with my 6-year-old who's going through the phase of expressing things. And I'm letting him do it in the way that I'm sometimes triggering this just on purpose. Maybe, but mom.
But
But
you need to like realize what is it, like name the emotion, feel it. If you're angry, just feel it. Go and punch the back, you know, go, I don't know, scream into your pillow, go and cry if you need to, like do something, release it, and then you'll be able like to go down, go back to your balance.
Children are the best teachers, I would say. I've said to Noah in that conversation, go and get your bottle for school. And I've repeated myself with my calm voice 3 times. Still wasn't like, you know, mommy doesn't have a time. Go and put it up. And he literally called me. He said, stop screaming on me. Da, 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 da. Exactly the same thinking. Like, you know, and I'm like, okay, you just show how I'm acting. Exactly mirror copy of the things. And sometimes we're just angry because kids, they're showing us really how we're acting. And then I start laughing. But I've learned that this is me. He's just literally copy and showing the things he knows how to trigger this.
Usually something that
interesting.
annoys, yeah. That if there's a person and that's something which is annoying you, this is something you need to fix in yourself. So, you know, that's what it is, the trigger. And then children, yeah, they the best teachers. They, you know, they teach us, they show us what need to be, like, you know, what's important and what, like you said, like just showing you, mirroring your behavior to you. So
yeah, exactly. So what is working with emotions? What would you say? How you deal with, like, how you teaching? Oh, I've lost you now. I've lost you.
yeah.
Okay, you broke for a second.
The,
Okay.
the technique I said, just to feel it, release it, like feel it, recognize it, feel it, and release it. This is the simplest, the quickest, simple tool that you can do, because you need to, if you feel off of alignment, anything at all, like you need to like get back to the balance and then work on that emotion. But sometimes when you're really in distress, you're not really you don't know, like, yeah, you're not thinking, you don't really, you're not aware that you need to see it now. You just, it's very important to get it recognized. If you have it recognized, then work on it. Because if you start suppressing the emotions in yourself, the feelings, this is gonna give your body sickness. That's what it does. It, like in grief, you know, when you're grieving someone, you feel the sadness, and you have the every right to feel sadness. You have every right to cry, like release whatever is with you, like it's your loss, like, you know, cry, get angry, go through every stage. But then you need to know where to stop, because if you keep reviving this in your mind, you're feeding this emotion, this is gonna become something really big, and you're not gonna be able to go out of there yourself. Like, so that's the tools, like when you can use and work with yourself when you feel that way. You just need to recognize, okay, I'm feeling it, you know, but that's once you feel it and release it, then you want to live your life. Like, do you want to go back to some kind of reality, live your happy life? Don't be stuck in the emotions that it's not going to bring you anywhere. Like, you know, you've been there, it's not going to change anything. You had the best time you had with the person, and just let it go. You know, this is feeding all the negative things in yourself and living in the past, like, and you're living the present now. You should be focusing on what you have. So, well, you have an amazing family, you have people around you, you have amazing place you live with, the work you love and enjoy. So I know it is hard to go through the grief, through the loss. I had a miscarriage in December, and it was very difficult for me. And I had to learn on my, even though I was working with emotions, it was hard for me to get over. We're all humans. I have to take my time. I have to cry my eyes off. I have to go through these emotions, being angry, sad. I just have to feel it and then release it, because there's no point being stuck in there if you're just going nowhere. You're just giving sickness to your body. You're not doing anything. And I have children. The children are watching me. Your family might watch you or something. What are you teaching them as well? Just an example, you said what about your boy, that he reacted the same way as you. No, you are well able to handle your emotions. You're well able to feel good, like, with yourself. You just release what needs to be released. Don't feed the emotion. Just let it go. Just release, and then there's a time for and space for the improvement. So then you can work on your mindset, and then you can put these amazing things. First, to be grateful for what you have in your life, and then put into your mind what you want from your life. I've changed my life completely. Like, since I started working on me, I've changed my work, my family life, my hobbies. I've started to do modeling. I was dreaming about modeling when I was a teenager, and I was never believing in myself. I started in my late 30s. Even if it's a hobby, this is giving me some satisfaction. I can do it. I can go there. I can, feel good with myself.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
it's never too late.
I give you some this will be interesting. It's happened to me this week. And I tell you how I deal with that emotion. I'm just still laughing. I don't know if that was correct, not correct, but that's how I felt. It doesn't. I used to work in the corporate world with the people who've been all the time angry, and they all been VIP, and they all wanted to be first, and everything is like, you know, me first, me first. And now I'm doing some of this kinds of work as well, only a small amount. But now nobody can make me angry. And previously I would react to the emotions. I would be angry, oh, that person shouting at me. I'm trying, do not think what they're going through. I'm trying to not, you know, put myself in the shoes of the other person, because nobody has right to be unkind. And we had conversation with some of my colleagues, my friends, who got very stressful jobs in the reception, in GP, where everybody wants to be served, when, you know, when it's massive staff issues and stuff like that. So all of the first contact when they're coming with the customer is just going on you, all of the anger and all of the unkindness. And this week I had a person who came over, and literally I was not working there. I just came over, and that person was shouting at me because I was standing on the stuff when the person's supposed to be. And it was going on and on and on, scream and scream and scream and scream at me. I didn't have a chance to say, I don't work here. But even if I didn't work in here, I just wanted him to continue. So he continued, and I had my face like that. And he said, so what you laughing about? And I said, did you finish? I said, rah! What do you mean I finish? You know, I said, did you finish? Finish what? I said, this. And that person was just like, look at me. He dropped something and he's just starting again. So I let him go for it. Again, and again. And then I laughed and I said, did you finish? And he said, yeah, again. Again. Funny situation, but he said to me, I said to him, I don't work here. And that's where the person gets the thought, saying, shit. And emotionally get released of what he had in the thing, in the head. His mind get calm, and then he came back, and then the other person who came to see him, he was absolutely in different emotions and different interaction, different talking with that person. My question is, do you think I've handled that perfect? And what would you say of that receptionist, or that person who is in that very stressful job? How in that kinds of emotion, how they would supposed to deal with these people? They should stop them and say, don't talk with me, because that will be triggering them even more, or would you let them go with it like I did?
The situation is just funny. Like, you know, the way you said that you were standing there, and you know, you didn't, no, I can't even imagine it. But just one question: was actually the person that works there, was she beside you, or was she in the same room?
On the side. He didn't come on the side. He thought that I'm hosting over there in the shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just standing in the queue.
First of all, I think you did good. You didn't react on it. There's no point giving your energy to someone who's obviously, like, you know, out of rage, whatever this was. And we just need to realize that this is his behavior. This is his habit. If someone is shouting at you, someone criticizes you, this is the way they've been brought up. Probably they are criticized and shout at home or someone else, because they are bringing this from somewhere. We need to learn that something that's happening with some other person, this is nothing to do with us. So you did, yeah, I would probably do the same. You know, there's no point arguing with someone, or, you know, trying to defend yourself from someone, because this is not yours. It's nothing to do with you. It's that person's behavior.
The other thing that I'm observing is culture of, let's say we've got the queue of the people. When we talk about this emotion, it's great. When you have a queue of the people and the first person would be acting this way, oh, you've got to disappear, wait for a sec. The person was dealing this way, then the other person, it's copy the behavior of the first person. And especially in this kinds of moments when we've learned in customer service, and in UK, this is massive issue. I don't know, guys, if you have the same. If you have any comments in that, just let us know. If, for example, the first person is shouting, and is getting, because of the shouting, is getting, priced for what they came for. Let's say they complaining, but in the manners of really screaming, shouting on the other person that they shouldn't behave this way. And that person is trying to help them. Instead say, please don't talk to me this way. When you come down, sit down. When you come down, I speak with you in the manner that we are adults and we're here to help you. But instead that person is listening to that person and is giving him what he wants. And then another person is coming because see that the person got it, it will come and act exactly in the same way. What will you know? This is very common. I've observed that, and I can see that is happening so much in everywhere. And that's behavior is like child behavior. When some moms, they just be like, whatever I can deal with you, I give you.
Yeah.
Did you deal with it? It's difficult, guys.
It is difficult, difficult if you don't have your boundaries. Like if you know what you're worth and that some other people behavior not gonna go into your space, that's okay. Like you have your, like I wouldn't work in a place when someone treat me that way. I did in the past. There was like good years ago, and I wouldn't go back in any places like that because this is like you can't change the culture of it. But you can't really, but you can change your reaction.
Yeah, but with this mindset, you see the people who go in there and they're in this kind of position in work, being treated this way, then you're coming down on your emotions so much, so you're getting into depressed level. So you think I'm not enough. The space is there. Then they're scared of quitting the job because they think, oh my God, I'm not going to get the job because the level of the self-belief is from here went there. So they're scared of take the steps of go out of the work and find different work because they don't believe that they can get better job, better things. The job is not
they don't believe
you can find any job. But when you're in the very low self-esteem and very low believing about yourself, then it's very difficult for this person to deal with the emotion. How would you? Yeah, and this is all of the clients that are coming across, and you probably as well, that they are on the type that they are on depressed level, and how to help them. Would you give some techniques, some kinds of tips that can help?
If it's stress, if it's not feeling good enough and you're feeling low about yourself, there's like a lot of mirror work techniques. It's a lot of techniques that you connect with yourself. So there's a like inner child conversation. But first you need to understand what is the way you feel that way, and then just like there's many tools and techniques that they can help you to deal with it if you have a coach or if you know how to work on it by connecting with yourself. Like I do it every morning. I do mirror work every morning. I'm connecting with my inner child every morning. I'm giving myself compliments. I'm grateful for the things in my life, so I'm doing gratitude. All these techniques can give you this feeling. You need to create an emotion with yourself that you feel good about yourself and that you're enough and you're amazing, like, and build this confidence in yourself. Especially that we haven't, well, most of adults, I think, especially from Eastern European countries, we didn't have this, when we were growing up, from our childhood, from the parents, from the school teachers, just giving us prizes or saying that we're amazing in something, like praising us for the things we've been doing. So we need to find this in ourselves to give it to ourselves, and we need to show ourselves that we are enough, we are amazing, that we are loved, and we are always supported in some way, that we are feeling safe. And if you feel that way, I wouldn't I can put myself in the shoes of a person who's being criticized as much in work, because I wouldn't allow it to myself anymore. But if you have to stay because of there's other financial like
Situation.
financial situation you have, and you have to stay in that work, just give as much as you can to yourself first. Give that love, that acceptance to yourself first. Work on your confidence, on your self-esteem. Try to be happy in that moment. And there's a lot of tools and techniques that help you do it, but you have to be consistent with it. And then even if there's a person who's not treating you the way you're supposed to be treated, with respect and with all the, maybe not love, but respect and this good like manners, you deserve everything that you can have in your life. And especially you deserve to be treated as a human, not as a person that's being, bullied or name different things or shout at, because this is like, it's emotional abuse, shouting at someone.
Yeah, so much happens these after COVID.
It is.
We've been thinking that people, they will come down because they had time to deal with themselves, but this is the people who dealt with themselves before. It's not like when they've been on lockdown and all the emotions were stuck, and then being stuck even more because they've been inside door and they couldn't deal with themselves. And now I would say it's even worse because they've been compressed even more. And those people didn't know. So our work, like your work with the emotions and stuff, how would you say it would be like coming into the habit? How many lessons people they have to take? What would you say about coming over for your coaching with you?
First of all, I'm just gonna go back to the person for a sec as well, because I've heard it years back, and it's stuck in my head. If someone is shouting at you, if someone is in distress, this is they hurting inside. So it's they're like, they hurt their emotions and everything. So if you look at that person who's shouting at you, that they must be actually feeling very bad inside, maybe something bad happening in their lives or something, and just think about them and send them love. Not even thinking. I know it's sometimes when someone shout at you, it's not easy, because you have all these emotions. Oh my God, I feel like, this something, I did something bad and I didn't, like, but maybe try to think about that person. I don't know, I send you love, I send you peace, just calm down, think about that person. And if you think about that person that way, you feel better about yourself as well.
Yeah,
because
they might say you are crazy.
You.
Somebody's shouting at me, I'm supposed to give them love. Some people, they might think about it, like what they talking about.
But you are in control.
Yourself into
this is what you're controlling. You're only controlling yourself. You won't be controlling someone else's emotions and behaviors. You won't be controlling someone else, any other happenings. But this is whatever is happening within you. You can't even control like your children, or they have their own minds. You can, but it's you're not supposed to, because they have to be their own
thinking
beautiful selves, and they be thinking for themselves. So this is there. So the person has his own issues. This is none of your business. Many people won't be ever at your level of thinking, and with the conscious mind and what you have there, with the programming and the patterns you've learned through behaviors of others, through relationships and childhood.
I've lost you.
Yeah, this is all in your conscious and subconscious. Subconscious is what you feel really, and what you react as well. And if there's certain people who's acting that way, want to understand it, they want to do anything with it. This is only that you can only change yourself. And if you change yourself, you change your life around you. If you change one area of your life, every other area will be better. You'll be better. If you change your life in your relationship, your work will improve, your family life will improve. It's like a circle. And it's just work on one area of your life. If it's emotions and if it's related to your work, focus on this. Every other area will improve as well within time. If it's going back to your question about coaching, I recommend at least 6 coaching sessions. And also there's I've did amazing course from chaos to calm. which can help you with easing the stress, stopping overwhelm, stopping overthinking, creating this happiness within you, acceptance, self-love, and gaining the focus so you're able to live better life and be better you. And as I said, if you change this in 1 hour of your life, everything else will gradually improve as well. And that's amazing about working with yourself. This is like self-development, so you're doing it bit by bit.
You see,
It's like
when we studied with Bob Proctor and the self-image, I couldn't understand when I went first time on the self-image, which, you know, in the future we will be working together. We will tell people for next year we plan to Anna master self-image thing with the catwalk. So guys, get ready for it. We're going to show you the techniques and stuff from Bob Proctor Gallagher Institute, and I hope Eva is watching us as well, and I will send her that material to say if she can be special guest to help us as well to send the message to people about the self-image. I go with that question about self-image because you've been an expert in self-image and you've been doing that lectures for ages with self-image. Would you say that self-image is this coming back to the childhood, or self-image is what we very much hiding and that's emotion related? For me, this is emotion so much related self-image, and there is so many also this massive subject that we can talk forever about it, that we will do one day retreat about it. Give us just a little bit about something about the self-image and emotions, and what is it about? Because some people they asking me, what do you mean self-image? They're thinking about the look outside, and it's nothing to do with the look outside. This is only
for me it's all about the emotions as well, but I'm an empath and a highly sensitive person, which is very about noticing the little things and being very emotional as well and very sensitive. So I'm very kinesthetic as well. I love hug people. I love, it's close. The touch would be the closeness, and all that. This would be number one for me. There are many people who are more visuals or audio
listen,
so for me it's all about the emotions. That's why I went deeper into emotions, and I'm working and developing my tools as well around the emotions, because this is what I really feel in it, and that helped me and that helped my clients as well. But going back to the self-image, so as I said about like the programs we have from the childhood, we have limiting beliefs about ourselves. So if we heard many times like repetitive comment about ourselves, oh my God, you look like, I don't know, as a child, you look ugly, or you did this wrong, you can't do anything.
You've got big nose, you've got
yes, you start believing in it. You see, and you feel bad about yourself. You don't feel good enough. You feel sad. You feel worse than other people. Like you become very shy. You become the person that the people might think that don't know. Maybe she's a bit stupid or something. Maybe she wouldn't talk. She wouldn't know much because she's not really talking. It's all the complex and everything that's coming back from whatever you've been through your childhood, your school years, and everything, because this is all the patterns, the limiting beliefs you've learned from behaviors and from the environment. So if you want to change yourself and if you want to work on yourself, the self-image would be getting rid of what's in there already, thinking about yourself. If you feel I'm not good enough, change it. You can change it for I feel amazing, I feel confident. You can build the image of yourself that you want to be. If you have some people in your life, or some, I don't know, singers, some idol from childhood that you really love, you can borrow things from that person and build your self-image on it. You can become that person if you feel this is something you would really love. First, you have to work with yourself and get rid of what is holding you back. What is make you feel bad about yourself? What is make you feel really worrying and stressed and not good enough? Like get rid of everything that's weighting you down, and then when you really, and as well forgiveness, this is very important. Letting go of things that someone else might do to you and that you're blaming yourself as well for. Letting go of this and then build yourself on it, your new self-image, the person you want to be. Like build completely new life, and it's never too late. You can start do ballet lessons if you want at 40. Who will say you want, you know? You can go hiking in 70s, 80s if you like. You can do whatever you want. This is your life.
Yeah.
This is just the limitation that been put into
Playing
your
the
mind.
head, I'm old, so yeah, I'm coming to the age of retirement. I shouldn't do this. Or this kinds of limit of it's limit beliefs. Nothing is limited, shouldn't be limited at all. But yeah, it's good to thinking about the emotions and handle emotions. I know that there is lots of people who need help, so who need people like you. So in order for them to get in touch with you and find out how they can help themselves, because they might be kinds of shy people who don't want to, you know, tell others that they're having issues, but they want to work with somebody. How they can get in contact with you? How can they?
I have a website.
Mm-hmm.
So you can contact me through my website, send me a message, or you can buy a course on the website as well. If this is something, if you don't want to work with me directly, you can get a course of me, and then still like email me some questions if you have or anything about it. So there's one option for shy people.
Yeah.
And there's many stressed people as well, and I know I've been there, overthinking, stress, overwhelmed. This is all my you know, my old story. So you know, I've been there. So if this is something for you, then go and click, like there's a Chaotic to Calm course. You can get this one, or you can send me a message. We can get a discovery call next week or the week after. If you message me, we will just get a date for it and see if it's something for you. I will show you what's possible. We can have a chat, and then you can decide. So it's on veronicanacoaching.com, and I'm sure you will include the link in the comments or in the description, so you can have it there.
Yeah, when we post.
And I've also Veronicana page on Facebook. Yes, and you can find me on LinkedIn as well and Instagram, but I think the website and the Facebook would be the most I've been using. So if you feel this is something for you, I will be happy to help you. I've been there.
Great. And you know, lots of people, they don't want to talk what they've been through. They're just going and compressing and compressing. And I know from experience and in my family as well, that those people who are coming into these kinds of situations, they're becoming ill. Sooner or rather, they either develop cancer because they compress their own emotions, or they just becoming very unwell until they will realize that they need help and they reach out. So me and you, we would like to say to people, come over, never hide anything inside. Our groups that we're running, they are very open groups, and there is nothing wrong of talking about emotions, and we know how to handle that, and we can help people a lot. Where are you, Anna? Because lots of people, they think, oh, we're just chatting. I'm in Wales and Anna is in because it's amazing.
I'm in Ireland. I'm based in Ireland. So I can coach you in person if you're in Ireland. I live in Drogheda. Or we can do online sessions through Zoom or any other platform. That's no problem to me. I did on WhatsApp as well, and I did on Messenger video call as well. So this is not a problem. You choose the platform, whatever suits you, and then we can go.
What is coming to my mind, I think we will run one of this session closer maybe on summertime, because lots of people maybe will be want to do it. Some people, they was asking me last week, and that was interesting. We didn't have a time to talk about it. They was asking me about journaling. And lots of people, they overthinking that with the journaling. So maybe me and you will do one session about how to do the journalings as well. Because I think people overthinking journaling. They have still no clue what to do. They've got the piece of thing and paper. They don't know what they're doing. So maybe we just do kinds of session for some people who will be interested to do it. And I meet you again. That would be interesting to do it. And, you know, get people one tool that they can release their emotions. And then for those who
Yeah.
want to work in much deeper level on emotions, I know that you've got spaces on your course and one-to-one with you. Thank you, Anna, and thanks for that chat. And we will be continuing with the emotions, because emotions is just something that is massive subject that not many people they want to talk about. Yeah.
That was amazing to be with you and with you all today, and I feel absolutely fantastic. I love to talk about emotions, because this is like important. Like, we have emotions in every conversation, every situation in our lives. So this is a cultural thing that we do not talk about emotions, and we are here to change it. So
Thank you.
whatever you feel like, if that resonated with you, then you know where to find us. It was amazing, Magda. I wish you all
Thank you, guys.
amazing.
Join us, Terry, Lei, Adam, and the rest of the people who are hiding. All the best. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely day, guys. And enjoy
Thank
the
you for
sun
watching.
weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye.